There's big trouble in Journey as 3 members are spotted at the White House, and longtime guitarist and founder Schon is not very happy. I'm John Bowden from rockhistorymusic.com. It was actually Schon who posted this on his Facebook page, a clip from thehill.com, which showed keyboardist Jonathan Cain and his wife Paula White, who's a televangelist, hanging out with Sarah Huckabee Sanders at the White House. And then after that, we saw pictures of lead singer Arnel Pineda hanging out with them, and Ross Valory, who's the bassist of Journey, also there. That's gotta hurt when you know that Schon, first of all, doesn't like getting political, but he almost had to get political with 3 members of his band hanging out with the Republicans in the White House. That's gotta hurt. Schon posted, "Wow, this is not the Journey I started in 1972 and have been fighting to protect since the beginning. I've discussed this many times with management and council, and they both agreed there should never be anything to do with religious beliefs or politics with Journey. I did not want anyone to think that my wife and I are affiliated in any way with this at all. I've been fighting to protect for the last 2 years. This is not me or my wife." And let's be real. I know a lot of folks are going, "Hey, you're a musician, stick to your music, damn you." Well, religion and politics have been arm in arm for forever, it seems. My plumber talks about religion. My barber does. My mailman does while on the job. Yet no one's telling them not to talk about politics. And in this case, I think, as Schon said, he almost had to get political. He doesn't want to get political, but he almost had to concerning this White House visit, which I can imagine was probably very difficult. So I'm on his side on this, and I know freedom of speech, religion, and press, the First Amendment, we all know that, and they have a right to be there. But I wouldn't have chosen to do that, considering. I think Shon's in a difficult situation where he might not want to hang out with these guys. And let me be frank, I have a few family members, very close family members, who are big Trump supporters. I am not at all, but they have a right to do that. But here's where I draw the line. We don't talk politics. One of my best friends in the whole world is a Trump fan. The last time we talked politics, we got into a shouting match. I'm saying, how could you follow this, blah, 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 blah. And that's what he's hearing when I'm talking anti-Trump stuff. But he has a right to like Trump. And I've decided that with these people, I'm not going to talk politics, or else I will disown them. But I'm never going to tell someone they don't have a right to support a particular person, religion, or political party. Having said that, this is difficult for Schon. And this is no ordinary political fight. This is not just like a line in the sand. This is a deep vacuous hole separating this side and the other side. I think people who otherwise wouldn't be political are being political now because their backs are raised. As things get more rapturous in the White House, to a lot of people, Trump is not just a dividing figure, a polarizing figure, or a bull in a china shop. He's like a Russian Tsar bomb hitting 1,000 tiny beautiful kittens with red hats and blazers on or something. Did I say Russian bomb? So folks who would otherwise not be political are very political right now. It's not just about not liking someone. People are hating each other. If you don't like Trump, you really don't like Trump. So obviously Schon is very fired up about this. I don't know what kind of position he's in though. Like my best friend, we agree not to talk about politics, but I don't have to spend a lot of time with my best friend. He doesn't live near me and I love him like a brother. But if I was living next door to him, I'm not sure I'd be able to hang out with him that much. When you're touring with someone, you're hanging out with them in a hell of a lot. We heard the stories about the Eagles near the end before they broke up in the early 80s, that they were all traveling in separate limos. That happens an awful lot in rock and roll because you're spending a lot of time with someone. But can you imagine the separation between these guys? And what does Schon do? Does he fire Arnel Pineda, Ross Valory, and Jonathan Cain? I don't think he can really do that. He knows he's in a tough situation here. And the backlash if he did fire them. I don't want to fire my best friend or some of my relatives. I just don't want to talk about politics. But having said that, and I'll say it again, I don't have to spend that much time with them. And we can't forget the fact that Trump had a lot of trouble getting musicians to perform at his inauguration. It was really difficult. And some people got some backlash for actually being there or even hanging around with them. So that's another level I think that Sean's probably thinking about. Again, I've not spoken to Schon, but I gotta say that maybe under another presidency, he would not step forward and say these things. People are incredibly divided right now. It's an old interview, but in '84, Schon was asked about the socio-political scene in San Francisco and whether it affected the music. Now, the guitarist said, "Music is the savior of all that crap. I'm not really into politics. It takes people away from something that would make them much happier. Music is something that saves people from going crazy. We'll have a link to that interview below in the description of this video. What do you think about this? I mean, this is kind of a mess. It really is. And Schon was bantering back and forth with a lot of folks on Facebook. Most of the comments were favorable towards him, but he is pissed. And just to be clear, someone who has the right to believe whatever they want to believe, both sides, but having to spend that much time together has to be difficult. That ain't no party. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. We'd appreciate that. This is one heck of a freaking hot button. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music.